That's up there. The T6, the SNJ, became the Mosquito. And was used for light ground attack back in the day. Even could fire white phosphorus rockets. I don't have that.
Mine's an SNJ.
Mine's an SNJ, which it is.
Well, don't get into the Texan fight on that, because this is the Navy version.
Yeah.
Basically a canopy at the back that kind of rolls back. And this one is a Marine Corps one, because we're celebrating 250 years Marine Corps legacy. And I believe that is John's.
It is John's.
Colors.
Yeah.
So that buzz sound you hear, like 600 horsepower front with the engine, with the 9-foot trainer, the Mentor.
The T-34 back in the day in Vietnam. Post-World War II era being represented there, the T-34.
Marines.
Great stuff. And these are just is a PBJ. Listen to this thing.
The real deal.
On takeoff. Here it is. Here comes the Corsair, jumps off the ground.
Marines.
And finally, the Skyraider. Look at this one. This airplane. The young man flying that airplane, Joe Savage, said to me when we were having dinner, he said, so many over the line, including the famous Tuskegee Airmen, the WASP pilots, the women Air Force Service pilots who flew these airplanes far and wide, and of course the ladies who built them. Up here, along with the PBJ.
Corsair now, and that's why they keep them flying. They do that by opening these museums so that you can come browse, get up close, touch that history.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It takes a lot of money to keep these airplanes in the air. And of course today we can hear the sound of their engines. And sadly, we cannot hear in just a very short amount of time the voices of the World War II generation. The same folks who fought in Korea and even Vietnam, those voices are growing silent at an alarming rate. You know, I remember growing up with World War II vets as
I believe of a World War II veteran.
We lost Lucky Luckadoo earlier this year, who just sat down for an interview with me in January. Hard to believe. Now we're bringing in the Pyro. The B-25 became the strafing airplane of choice in World War II. They made a number of those PBJs, just great stuff. Who could forget Happy Boynton, right? I mean,
well, yeah.
Bringing up the
Bob Black.
Sure was. And that airplane, the OV-10, as we've been talking about, that has such a history here at Miramar, also used for some other stuff. The door on the back of it actually opens up, and the CIA had a number of those that they used where they would deliver people, if you will.
Oh, there, and they, over the beaches, the D-Day beaches, they release the poppies into the air from the back of the OV-10. Beautiful, beautiful tradition.
Looks very similar to the B-25. This is the Marine Corps version, though. Back in the day, a gymnast.
Off a carrier.
Yeah, a gymnast and one of the first to fly with just instruments. A true pioneer in that. What a great machine. All of these qualifications to fly these airplanes today.
Nicknamed the Spad. I think it was the largest.
For hours and hours. If you had a gun platform that needed to be taken out, the PBJ went on to become a trainer in the Vietnam assets up there. The T6, the SNJ became the Mosquito. And was used for light ground attack back in the day. Even could fire white phosphorus rockets.
Right across America to be here.
I'm not entirely sure where this one came from, but look at that. Yeah, I think you're right. That might be the one from Hungary. Up there of Warbirds, and I just love it. I'll tell you what, if you have a story, if you have a veteran in your family, let's just see a show of hands out here. These airplanes, they are not here to glorify war. They are simply here to remember and to pay tribute to each and every one of you. If you have a story in your family, I would encourage you to take these moments like we're having right now and use this as a launch platform to tell the story of your great-grandmother or maybe your great-grandfather who flew these things.
With you.
Yeah, you feel it. I'm looking at that Skyraider just thinking, man alive, how cool is that? Look, you just don't see them.
See, I was a kid building plastic.
PBJ really wrapping it up tight here. Right down on the deck. Look at this.
You got the bomb bay doors open?
Sure does.
Yeah. Uh-oh. There may be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Love it. Pyro guys got us. 8 crew members in that airplane, Rick. 3,000 pounds of bombs. That's it.
The SNJ pilot was crouched down trying not to be seen.
Nobody came by. Poor guy.
The Skyraider, though, SPAD.
Your favorite. It's got a back seat. You know, every joke they give you a lift.
More in the back and play the anthem, and my computer just stopped working with a recorded version of the anthem. And I desperately tried to seek out other people to help me sing the anthem.
Oh, yeah.
And they all ran. They darn ran. I know the feeling. All the doors open. Engines.
I love that. Did you see that little wag he gave right there? Just right there at the beginning of that ride. Really great. Man, that Corsair, boy, they're beating it up with that thing. They're having a blast in the Corsair. In motion. Kids want to know why math is so critical. They had a math problem with the Corsair. That massive propeller that hangs out front there. They had to find a way to get it to clear. And so who had such a hand in the Corsair, who flew the Skyraider. And you start to think about just how incredibly tough they had to be with V-10 for a while.
She wanted to go fight fires, so she came and flew for Cal Fire. And I know the two of them in there.
What all does he have on that machine? We're going to have to get some more information on that one. Aviation, the one my grandpa worked on back in the day. Here it is, the Corsair. Look at this. Was out there on the islands. He was back there at Coral Sea, the Battle of Coral Sea, the Battle of Midway, so many other ones.
And we couldn't figure out why he couldn't get the operation that he needed. And the doctor, my father, never brought up. And I know there are stories like that out there as well, but I think maybe if you encourage them, again, it's all about never forgetting so that we always remember those sacrifices. Nobody has more time in a P-51 Mustang than Lee. And we're handing off to a new generation like Steve-O and
that's right.
Some of the folks flying here this weekend, and that's rewarding.
And the B-25 now coming in for a landing, and you just have to watch this airplane as it settles in. Brakes are no longer available for these airplanes. Very hard to come by. So we're going to see the nose.
Save the brakes.
Yep. And by save the brakes, I mean like really save the brakes. Like, don't get it. The hardest part about the B-25 is getting it to the end of the runway to take off. It has no nose wheel steering, so it's only brake to steer it with, and the rudders. The Skyraider touching down now.
That's a big airplane. I can't say it enough. I get a chance to see one.
I don't know, the B-25 is still coming around. Maybe we'll get another pass.
Yeah, I'll get them. They're on the ground right here. Give them a wave.
Look at that big